Destiny is a strange thing. You don't know which path to take, even when knowing your end. One should not concern themselves with the end, but rather the path they embark on. That is destiny. The journey must be reaped so that the destination may be sowed. Iron sharpens iron, as brother sharpens a brother. So too the mind and soul. Iron the mind, you iron the soul. As above, so below. Fortify the mental, uplift the spiritual. Cultivate the soul, strengthen the will. Endurance of the soul creates the iron will, an unbendable cold metal that lies beyond the mind. Spirit feeling the weight of the world and bearing it on its broad shoulders. The body breaking itself down to create a new being. One must transform their soul just as leaves change color during the seasons. Seamless, quiet, and distinct. Then the cycle happens all over again. It is foolish to think that values must be set in stone and be followed strictly. An individual makes their own creed. Values change just as the sky changes color. Anger is a weapon for revenge. It is a way for the soul to cause harm physically when it was damaged spiritually. An eye for a soul. A punishment that does not fit the crime. You determine your character through your actions. You determine your soul through the thoughts of your mind. Care for them equally, for neglect of either soul or mind can cause severe resentment in the heart. Time is the only concept the mind can understand. The heart is the door that leads to all understanding of the human soul. It creates emotions that the mind has trouble understanding. The soul is a thing, an entity on its own. The mind and heart both know and understand what the soul is. We all hold the devil within us. He just sits within our subconscious and watches feebly commits deeds that our conscious morally vomit at. He is nothing more than a scapegoat, a spectator for our irresponsible deeds. Yet he only comes out when we decide to let him out. That is when the destruction is ensued. Destruction of our moral conscience, our moral compass, of God, of our soul's innocence. It is like caging a tiger after starving it for months. Possible to contain, but difficult to control. Anguish and sorrow is the only communication a mother speaks when she loses her child. Envy and rage when someone has caused injustice to another. Show sympathy for the latter, but fear the former. A son must always show his mother love, for she is the only individual in the world whose love for her child will never fade. A romantic partner's love fades if it is not cared for at a time. But a mother's love amplifies tenfold just by an unexpected visit from her child. When harmed by an individual, remember that he too was harmed by injustice. A thrilling night with friends is enriching for the soul. Companionship should bring within love and compassion. One's own soul thrives in the rain of friendship.